So it's a little bit over 5:30. We'll call the November 14th meeting of the Ayer Board of Health to order. And the agenda indicates there could be an executive session at 5:30. And I believe it's the board's feeling there's no need to go into executive session, so the board will just be in open session. We good with that?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And Bridget has stuff that she has to attend to outside of her responsibilities in Ayer. So I thought if it's okay with you guys, we'll let Bridget handle
Yeah.
that first.
That's good.
Bridget, you're always first. in our
We're
board.
flexible. Yeah.
So nice. So we just have several food permits that were issued.
Okay.
So this is really a bulk of, I think, what this stuff is. Nothing, all places that just, they're renewing. Just want to make sure, I think that's all that. We had a complaint about McDonald's back in October. So an inspection was done on the 14th. And then we did a re-inspection on the 31st. So we'll probably go back again in another 30 days or so, just to kind of
What was
keep
the
an eye on
nature-
them.
The nature of the complaint?
Just general cleanliness. And then, so Shelley actually did the inspections. What we try to do is in the back of the violation report, we do, we write discussion in charge with just some of the things that we see and we want them to work on. Did I forward you those?
No.
Okay. So at the time of the inspection, okay, sorry. I'm just trying to, my notes are different from her notes. So, there was an odor around the 3-bay sink, could be from the floor drain. We need them to provide records of the last grease trap cleaning. They're supposed to send those to us. Nobody ever does, so when we do the inspections, we try to follow up on it. There was some mice droppings observed in the back door area, which is not uncommon, especially this time of year. I believe they do have a pest control plan in place. There was a ceiling, the ceiling was leaking. The floors were dirty and slippery. There were some temperature issues that we had them work on. And then, so there are other things. They were wearing gloves, hats, and hairnets. So there were some things mixed in that there were no issues with as far as employee hygiene, but basically I think they just need to work on some general housekeeping issues. And then it looks like the coolers had been repaired, thermometers were in there. Still working on pest control. We're trying to work on them doing cleaning in between, sweeping and mopping in between. I always say in the slower times. Storing mops in the back storage area too, just working, just basic, it's just general cleanliness. So we'll go back in about 30 days and follow up on it, make sure the leaks are fixed and see where they're at with pest control. Sound good?
Sure.
Okay. 24 Hatch Street, we had done an inspection quite a while ago, maybe back in September, end of August. The landlord sent a letter stating that all the violations were corrected. So this is just a letter saying that we need to do a re-inspection, and she actually called me today to schedule that. So for 24 Hatch, we're working on completing that file. I don't know if you remember, it was back, I think in maybe May or so, that I did an inspection on 23 Shirley Street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that.
So when we do the inspections, we ask the tenants, give us a call back in about 30 days or so. From correspondence we had with the landlord, it seemed like the tenant was moving out, and then the landlord said they would make the necessary repairs and then contact us before they rented it out. I haven't heard anything from them, so I just sent a letter requesting an update from them. And they sent something back saying that the tenants were still there, which I in turn just sent out a letter to the tenant saying that we need to do a reinspection there.
Yeah.
Just try to close the file
Yep.
out. There's
Okay.
not much I can do if the tenants don't call me back, but at least we
Yeah,
are making an effort to
exactly.
try and close this.
Nature of the complaint on that one?
This one back in May, there were some, I think there was an issue with heat on the second floor. There was a light that we could not find the switch to shut it off or turn it on. I think that was one of them. And then the rest of them were just basic.
Sounds minor and it's,
Yeah, I mean, other than the heat thing, it was stuff that was totally fixable. It was just
Yeah.
a matter of working through that list. So, that was it.
Right.
I don't know if you have any.
so why don't we talk about Sandy Pond, because the algae bloom appears to have subsided. And the tests that Bridget did were all below the action levels for the counts of colonies per milliliter
I think
or
milliliter.
whatever.
So we're not supposed to do it today. I'll do it tomorrow. So I'm in touch with a company out in, I think it's Washington, and they're going to do toxic algae, I think it's called like a toxic algae analysis. And then I think that will break it down as far as just give a definitive answer, yes, that the bloom is over. And I think it does a colony count, like that's what we want to find out. Because after the algae blooms, I think it releases cells.
Oh,
As it
yeah,
dies
it's got
off.
toxins
Yeah,
and stuff in it,
something.
yeah.
So it's really technical. So I have one set of bottles. He's sending me 12 more bottles. So I don't know how many bottles I need. I'm going to take the 2 bottles that I have and then overnight them. And then we'll do another sample 7 days out from that. And then we'll have extra bottles if you decide in the spring or at another time that you just, I mean, it's up to you if you.
Well, thinking through this, would it make sense to do the test at like maybe 3 different locations and send them 3 and then 3 more? Like, because the pond has different flows. I
Yeah.
mean, the beach
Yeah, where was the one that
by
was
the bridge,
heavy?
and then over on the other side where McCreary lives.
Yeah.
That was real heavy over there on that side.
So just keep in mind it could be about $400 a sample, so that's $1,200.
Well, wouldn't they consider that one sample?
No,
Each bottle is a separate sample?
Different locations.
Yeah, but it's the same water. It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same time.
So I think it would be 3 different samples though.
Negotiate, Bridget.
Well, probably if you take the sample, like dip the bottle in, then dip it
So
in.
this is another suggestion for you. We could do 1 sample twice, right? No one's going to be swimming, right?
Yeah.
And then do in the spring if you want to redo this again at some point just to make sure that it's safe.
That's
in
probably
the,
a good
if you,
idea.
in those areas, starting maybe in April. It's just a thought.
So, this is coming out of the town of Ayer's Board of Health budget. I think the budget can absorb it, even if it can't. My feeling is this has to be done. And I think it's, like you said, $300 a sample, right?
I think so. I think
So-
3.
We're in agreement that we should be doing this, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. What does the state do? Like, when did they get?
Apparently you can't count on them to come out and actually do it, so.
They will decide, and I don't know if they would decide right now if it's something that they would do. 'Cause
Right.
It's so late in the game, but
Yeah.
for us to lift that advisory,
Yeah.
and then we can reevaluate. I mean, it's totally up to you. When I get home, I'll send an email and ask them if we can do 3 for 1.
Well, it's the same
Right.
date and it's the same.
water.
Yeah.
So if you can do that, I would suggest 3 different areas in the pond.
Okay.
But if you can't, I still think where the outflow is would give you a better reading of what's in the pond.
Okay. So at the minute,
Somewhere near the bridge.
if they can do 3. If they can't, then we'll just do the outflow.
To me, that would make sense.
I think so.
What was the other area? It was really condensed, like over McCreary's, you said,
McCreary's,
across,
yeah.
and then, was it Flanagan's? What was the other?
No, someone said Flanagan's, and I called Bridget.
Yeah.
She went down. I didn't see anything there, and I
Yeah.
think it was leaves in the water, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was near the cove, right? That's where where it was really.
One of them was real
Yeah,
heavy on the
thick.
backside of the pond.
Yeah,
so
that's
if you're
what I
at the
mean.
town beach and look right across the pond to the right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So if you can do the 3 for 1, but we're in agreement. I don't think we need a
Yeah, I
motion,
think we
but
should do it.
we
Yeah.
should-
No,
we should
we
do it.
have to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
Did you want to talk about the letter that you sent?
So we are following up on some chicken stuff.
Oh,
And Julie came to talk to me today,
Yes.
Okay.
so, just about the one on Doug Road, though.
Yes. So there's one on Doug Road that they have chickens. They're in the process of did they call you?
They did not call me yet. So Doug Road, there was a complaint about a rooster.
Yep.
The rooster has been rehomed. He's fine.
To Fitchburg, right?
To Fitchburg, but the homeowners do not have a chicken permit. I did send them out all of our documentation. Julie was going to follow up with them at the end of the week. They still haven't applied yet. Apparently there was some confusion about the form, and so I said they can call me and I'll help them clarify. Really what's holding them up is the size of the coop. But she did say upon the last time she was there, everything's clean, everything's fine. They're caring for them appropriately. It's sort of a, please just file your paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then we had 17 Taft Street.
Yeah.
Did I email you that letter?
Yes.
Okay. So we sent them a letter just about better ways to feed animals and not leaving debris in the side of the driveway.
Yeah.
And attached a copy of the permit for keeping of animals. You don't.
The application.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that went out, I think last Friday maybe.
Okay.
So I don't know if they received it yet, but I did email a copy. So we'll wait till the next meeting to see if we get a response.
Okay.
That sound good?
Yeah, the other thing that I want in the minutes is 54 East Main Street, there was a complaint. Bridget went to do an inspection. The person that filed the complaint was not there, but the board did follow through on the complaint.
Yeah, is that wasps or something, or?
I don't, yeah,
Yes.
the building apparently is for sale. It's a multi-family, which sits on, I think that's called Schoolhouse Pond, is it? Is that Schoolhouse
Oh,
Pond?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the little pond,
little one.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
So, he was a no-show, and
We just documented it and put it in the file.
Okay.
What is the regulation with that? If there, is it the landlord's responsibility if there's like a paper wasp nest or something?
So
or-
anything other than a single family house, it is the landlord's responsibility
Okay.
to. Yeah.
Interesting.
so the other thing I had, Bridget, the capacity study that's being sponsored by the state. So there's a state initiative looking at the capacity for public health incidents.
Oh,
They're doing
yeah.
a study. Are you following up on that at all? Is anyone at Neshoba?
What is it?
Is it?
I saw it.
There's an email, because I sent it
Email,
to you
yeah.
guys
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
It's talking about a study to determine what the capacity is for boards of health throughout the Commonwealth, I believe, in terms of responding to public health
Yeah.
emergencies. And I didn't know if anyone at Neshoba.
I would assume, Jim. Could you forward that to me?
So you're not getting that then, apparently.
So sometimes stuff like that will go to Jim as the director, but
Okay.
just in case,
Let me see if mine's almost dead here.
Let me
And
see if
I-
I can find it.
there's a chance I didn't open it.
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't
You
seen
have
it
it?
before
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
Okay. Can you mind forwarding it to?
Yeah, will you send this to you, Bridget?
Yep. Would it be okay just to take a peek at that?
Yeah, sure.
I just want to see if I'm.
Yeah,
It's called Capacity Assessment
Yeah.
Phase 2. It was sent out by Michelle Surdick.
It's from a state email.
She's
So I think,
Program Manager for the Office of Local and Regional Health, Mass Department of Public Health.
so the grant program. So I think, yeah, let me talk to Jim about it, because you might, if it might be for people that are part of a grant,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if we're part of this particular grant,
Can you just
But-
let me know
Yep.
and I'll let everyone else know?
because, I had to turn in a bunch of stuff to him today, so I'm wondering if this is what it's for.
Okay.
Oh,
So we all did
I'll forward
septic.
it to you.
We did septic, housing, I did some food, and, yeah, so everyone, we all had it, and it had to be turned into Jim today, so I'm wondering if that's,
Yeah, it says by the closest time.
he told me on Thursday. And then one of the things, I'm like, I ran around to get the paperwork, and I asked the company to start sending me the emails. It was just test results for frozen dessert stuff. And so I'm like, can you send the emails to the Board of Health? She's like, we already are. It's going to Jim Gariffi. I'm like, please change it to me.
Yeah.
So he's requesting information from me
That he had.
that he
Yeah.
has. I'm like, oh, no, no,
He
no.
must get so much stuff. Yeah.
But and I think that's part of it. And anything food related, he just
Mm-hmm.
assumes I'm getting it too. So he just,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that, I think I'll,
Just let me know.
yeah. So you forwarded that to me?
I just,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Well, good luck tonight. Hope
Thank you.
The meeting goes well.
Thanks. That was my knee. It's so hard getting old.
Yes, it
You got a ways to go.
Oh,
Good night, Bridget.
hi.
Night.
So unless you guys think we need to keep COVID on the agenda, I think you should take COVID off. Air is below any state reported
Yeah.
levels.
I think
And it
so.
seems
Yeah.
to me now that people are aware of what the requirements are, and for us to be taking this up, it just seems like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
if something happens, we
Right,
can
that's
take it up.
Yeah. Let's keep our eye on the numbers, but.
Yeah.
So we'll take it off the agenda. Is there an update from the animal inspector? Or did she just give you a verbal, or?
She just gave me a verbal. It was mostly about the chickens on Doug Road. And that was pretty much it. And just to keep an eye out for those things.
Okay.
And she and I did discuss possibly when chicken permit renewals come up, which is May. I would like to send them out, mid-March starting. That we ask Cindy Knox to make a Facebook post.
Ah,
So as
good
a
idea.
general announcement of it's time to renew.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know you were supposed to have chicken permits? Because I don't know how many people in town. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Like now I know, but I don't think I would have even thought of
Right.
like, hey, I need a permit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So it was sort of, she and I both discussed that might be a good idea from spring.
Okay. So as it relates to the posting for the pond, we took down the billboard sign and the other stuff. And did that get pulled off the town's Facebook page?
Yeah, I talked to Cindy, she unpinned it, it went back to where it belongs.
Because there was a big yellow notice on the
Yeah,
town's Facebook.
And the police station did take it off their thing.
Great.
Good.
We have tobacco permits
We do.
and trash hauler permits.
So I sent them out earlier. We have only received 2 trash haulers at this point.
You have
Both
to the
of-
first of the year, is that when?
Yeah, they all
December
expire
31st?
at December 31st. I did tell them in the letter I would like your documentation by December 9th so that we can sign them during the December meetings, whether we have 1 or 2. Still be able to do that. So for trash haulers, we have D&D waste removal and then Matrano removal. They both just do dumpsters. They don't have actual pickups. So those do need to be signed. They submitted all their paperwork. Everything's good. And then for tobacco permits, we have 5 of them.
And these are just renewals?
Just renewals. No one new, from what I can tell. So everyone submitted everything they needed to. All their checks have cleared. So
Very good.
of the tobacco permits, we have Pauline's Variety, Shop and Save, GW Archer, the Jack-O-Lantern, and All Town Fresh. Okay. These all do need to be.
You should probably have a motion to approve those permits to renew.
Yeah.
Do we have to do it individually
Or
or
we just-
trash and cigarette, tobacco?
Well, yeah, the tobacco, I think we do separately from
Right.
the trash
That's
haulers.
what I mean.
But
So,
a motion to approve the tobacco permits as read by the clerk.
Oh, good, then we don't have to read them.
Yeah.
Yes, I move that we,
So as long as in the minutes you put the names down.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll submit.
yeah, so moved.
Motion's made,
I
seconded.
second it.
Hearing no discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. And then the same with the trash haulers. If you want to make a motion to accept the permit renewals as read by the clerk. Go ahead. I can't make
I
a
make a
motion.
motion to accept the permits as read by the clerk. The for trash.
Motion's made, is there a second?
I second.
Motion's made and seconded. Any discussion? No. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Sounds good.
You can sign them at the end.
And then I like your format for the call log. I just think it's well done.
Yeah, I like it too. How are we with road dumpsters?
Road dumpster.
Yeah, we had, like, on the, as of the last meeting, we had a couple of dumpster complaints cropping up here and there.
Yeah.
Dumpsters kind of calmed down a little.
Yeah, I've had, actually, so I only did the call log through the 31st because I wanted to get it up for the holiday and
Yeah.
whatnot. I've actually only had 2 phone calls for the Board of Health in the month of November at this point.
Great.
So,
Yeah, okay, good.
and one of them was the wrong number, so.
So that doesn't really count.
I will tell you, I get a lot of, I'm looking for my septic in Littleton and I get to go,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, I have
yeah.
nothing.
Right.
Is the phone fixed yet so that
It does, it's mostly fixed. The thing is the line will not light up.
really?
So if I get no light, it means it's the Board of Health.
No, but you get a ring, right?
I do, it does
Yeah.
ring, it does go to the voicemail if I'm not there, but it doesn't automatically go to voicemail. The voicemails do come to
So
me
I don't
now.
know if you guys know, but it went straight to voicemail.
And it went to
I
Heather.
didn't know
It
that.
still didn't come to me, so
Yeah.
we've got that fixed.
Oh, okay.
I do still occasionally answer, this is the building department, because I can't always tell, but.
Yeah.
most
Right, the
people-
time I called you were like, hello?
Sure, I can't always tell. Because
Yeah.
if my personal extension rings, it also doesn't light up, so it might be for me, or it might be for the.
Wow.
We are working on it. We
Yeah.
are on week 3 of phone calls trying to fix the phone.
Oh,
But,
God.
you know,
So Charlie's son is the,
Chuck. Yeah, Chuck and I have been working on it. I've called the guy like 3 times. I don't know. My name also does not appear, so if I call someone else in the town hall, they don't know it's me.
Yeah.
Which is not helpful, but
No.
Yeah.
we're working on it.
Do we like manage that internally, or is that, does the phone company
There's
handle
a
that kind of-
company.
yeah. They changed all the phones in here 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
So it's a
yeah.
separate phone
Well,
system.
and what it
Yeah.
is my phone is the most, weirdly enough, is the most complicated in the building because it has so many
You
different
have
lines.
different,
different
yeah,
ones,
got
that
it.
most of the
I got
others
it.
don't.
Yeah,
It's been causing trouble. But I get phone calls, so that's what counts.
yeah, okay, that's good.
So on the minutes, the food permits that were renewed, can we list those individually in the minutes so that?
I can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
just, I'm not sure Bridget said who they were, but maybe just mention who they are.
Yeah, I can do that. I can make a full list. There's the trouble. I can list them.
Yeah, who are they though?
Hold on. Those are McDonald's inspections. We've got Subway, Junction RPD, Upon a Cake,
I don't know who that
I
is.
think that's an in,
Residential
I think
Kitchen.
so,
Yeah.
yeah,
That one's all right.
yeah. That's a newer one.
Yeah.
Osawa, Wendy's, Ruby Donut, Lazy Mary's again. Has to give me 2 copies. Pinard's, Neshoba Club, Shaker Hill Country Club, Devon's Pizza, the Air Gun Club, Neshoba Park, Wuzhong Restaurant?
Wuyang.
It's Park Street, right?
Yeah.
Scully-
West
yeah,
Main.
Scully
Oh.
Road.
Yeah,
It's the Korean restaurant.
Yeah.
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 Verona. The hospital. Chinese. Family Dollar.
So Samantha, do you send out the renewal for them or does Neshoba send it?
Neshoba does.
Okay, so
Carrot.
I'm just wondering if there's a check off of who sends it out and who's returned it. Do we ever know if everyone returns their permits for
Don't know.
That's every,
a year, right?
Every year.
that's at
Yeah.
the same time every year, but that's every facility, right? They're
Right.
all at the same time.
But
Yeah.
if they're sending out renewals, there should be like a check that someone returned it. Is there anyone that hasn't returned the renewals?
I would assume they have it because I
They
never
must
see
have.
anything until
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Um,
If you think about it, just ask Bridget if there's like a check when they send it out and
mhm.
that someone has returned it, you know. I think that would be helpful.
Yeah. So it was
One thing I did read recently is the number of people doing things in their house without a permit for food handling. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
And there's no way you know about it unless someone says something.
right.
Right?
you know.
We also have Karen's Kitchen, McDonald's, and Fresh Air Nutrition.
Yeah, if we can just list those, that would be,
Yeah, I'll list
that would
them.
be
It's
good.
fine.
The only other thing I have is the minutes from the October 17th meeting. I scanned them, I didn't see anything that jumped out at me.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't.
Is there a motion to accept the minutes, or do you want to read them first over again?
Just
or-
giving it another look, because I looked at it on my iPad. I think it looks good. Yeah, are you ready? You guys look? I
Yeah.
will move that we approve the minutes of the October 17th meeting.
Motion's made,
I seconded.
motion's made and seconded to approve the minutes of October 17th meeting. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any bills or any mail?
No bills, no mail
Wow.
at this point. It's quiet. It's
Good.
been very quiet.
So the only question I have is the next meeting, the Board of Health, is the 28th,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
Are we still good for the 28th then?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm-
Yeah. Because there won't be, I'll have to submit the agenda
Next week.
early next week.
Right,
Because the holiday.
Thursday.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Friday, we're closed.
Yeah, we can do it on Wednesday.
Okay, perfect. I'll double check. Actually, it might have to be earlier than that because it has to be 48 hours. So probably by
48 hours before our meeting, though.
48 business hours. It's
Business days.
business days. So because the town hall's closed,
Okay.
it'll have to be Tuesday.
We'll make it.
I'm sure it's fine. I did have a question about, did we want to schedule or double check the December meetings?
Oh, yeah.
Because
Because we usually just don't, you can't, like, it's
Yeah,
so
we
hard.
usually do the
Just do one.
first one and then it.
well, the second one will be the 26th of
No.
December.
Oh, let's do
I
the
don't think that
27th.
works.
So it would be the 12th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted to do the 12th or move it to the 19th by any chance.
Why don't we tentatively say the 12th, and we're going to be meeting on the 28th anyhow, so we can
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
put that
Yeah.
as an agenda item, December meetings, and
Okay.
Yeah.
decide then what day we want to meet. Unless something happens, I would think that meeting once would be fine.
It usually is in
Yeah.
December.
Yeah.
It has been.
And then we can look for January as well.
Alright.
So, okay.
I just wanted to confirm that because I have things I have to do.
Yeah,
Once December
exactly.
hit, Thanksgiving hits.
Oh,
It's just-
I know. And doesn't it seem like Thanksgiving is like, how is it Thanksgiving already?
Yeah,
Next week.
so fast.
This is crazy. But it doesn't help that it's like still August, well, not
Yeah.
today, but
Saturday.
yeah, it
Over
has
the
been
weekend,
like, yeah, August
73, and the
11th.
next day it's 48.
This is not Thanksgiving weather.
I don't know.
Anything else come before the board? Motion to adjourn?
I would make a motion to adjourn the November 14th Board of Health meeting.
I will second that.
Motion's made and second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Board is adjourned.